welcome to Sylvie's Technique Vlog. I'm talking about something that is absolutely a technique and you might not think of as being very technical, but it's having minor habits in your training that you might not even be aware of that completely affect your mentality. So if you make a mistake or like you've been talking to yourself about keeping your elbow in on your punch and you're just not doing it and you feel it like chicken wing out, and you have this kind of automatic response that's like, oh man, I keep turning on that thing, this like self-correction that's like, no, you're mentally ingraining and wearing these grooves into how you feel about that technique, which is gonna make you not use it, and it totally just like wears you down. So as much as that's something that you don't really think about, you can also change it to something that's more positive and you don't have to think about it so much, but it's gonna wear a different groove, right? So if you're like chicken winging your arm, and you're like, oh, that's not what I'm supposed to do. Watch how different this looks. Chicken wing, yeah, don't chicken wing that, right? Positive, it's like, yeah, I'm doing that again. But you can fix it. So it's these small changes changing from no to, yeah, I know how to fix that. There are so many things that you might do in your training habitually that completely affect, one, your mentality, but two, what you look like outside. People don't really think so much, in a weird way, about what you look like or what you're expressing to everyone who's watching when you're training. One of the reasons you don't is because you're like, oh, I'm in a safe space, I'm just training. It's just training. But the thing is, you fight like how you train. Two, we're in a sport that's judged. Like, you win or lose by judges. So it's pretty important to think about how you're coming off. And being aware of what you look like, what your face looks like when you're sitting in the corner, what your face looks like when you're, having to like back off of someone. There's a huge difference between like, I need to take space back like this because someone's coming after you, and the like, Bob got you, now I'm off and coming back in. It's these small things. So the same thing, you will see people who in their training get frustrated and they're like, no, I shouldn't be doing that. And they'll do that in the ring. So you're fighting and you see someone be like this, and you're like, how many opponents do you have in the ring right now? It looks like two, because you have your opponent, but then you're also going against yourself. One that drives me crazy in particular is people who, they take breaks when they're kind of stressed out. And so like when there's a break in action, if they're getting a count between rounds, something like this, you'll see it in training, and insanely, you'll see it occur in the ring, which they're unaware that they're doing it because they do it so much in training. So you'll actually see people in a fight when there's like a break, they'll like, hands on the hips, like kind of walk around like this. Does this look like you want the ref to let you keep fighting? No. When I get cut and I have to go see the doctor, I can't go up to the doctor and be like, oh man, I'm cut, like, yeah, I can keep fighting. Like that's not what that looks like. When I'm cut, blood like everywhere, I have to be like, yeah, I can keep fighting. And you have to train that. I was watching a guy on TV the other day who like lost his mouthpiece, and he came over and did this in a fight. That's not a like let me keep fighting motion. So I give these as illustrations of kind of big gestures that you might accidentally be practicing, and you will fight the way you practice. So be aware of what you're practicing. For me, it can be these really, really tiny things, like shaking my head because I'm upset at myself that I'm still doing something that I'm trying to train out. You don't only train the technique out, right? So what I was talking about keeping the elbow in and coming straight like this, that's important, like keeping it in, getting it to go like that. But it's equally important how I feel about that coming out. I'm not going to reward myself every single time I throw it right. It's not the kind of person I am. But I will totally criticize myself every time I do it wrong, which is just making me feel shitty about that technique instead of feeling really good about the technique. So if I go like this and I'm like, oh man, it's not right, I'm basically creating an entire performance around that technique that, one, is going to make me not throw it, two, is going to make it look worse than it actually was when I don't throw it well, and three, I don't feel good about it. So instead, if it's like, oh yeah, it feels good, that feels good, also not right. Go like this, yeah, okay. Straighten it back out. You're teaching yourself how to feel. You're teaching yourself how to correct things, and you're also letting everyone else know how you feel about that moment. One of the more incredible things about Muay Thai in Thailand is the facial, like the poker face and the performance of a fighter who's not winning. A fighter who is kind of getting their ass kicked or is like falling behind, they will have this stoicism, or they will even laugh and smile. Like they get nailed in the leg and they're like, hit it again. I've been on the other end of that, where like I've kicked my opponent and they're like, yeah, do it again. And I know that they're performing, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, did it hurt? And I've also been on the receiving end where I'm getting nailed in the leg and I'm not sure whether I can keep going, but if I stay stoic about it, she'll forget. Like she'll stop kicking me because she thinks it's not having an effect. That has saved me so many times. And it's because my trainers will punish me for showing disappointment or effect or whatever the thing is. When I have like a shitty face in training with my trainer, when I'm like frustrated with myself because my pad work's not awesome, that's not awesome for him. That's not fun for him. It's not fun for me. I'm like kind of spreading this disappointment. Even if I'm having a hard time, if I'm like getting hurt and I'm like not doing the things I want to do, but it's like, I suck today, but I'm going to keep going. It's fun, and it allows you to record over the negative feelings about the technique, because it's not the technique itself, it's how you feel about the technique and how you perform how you feel about the technique that makes it all a thing.